So this thing you've linked me, it's like a VR Reddit page?
Yeah. All right. So I've been wanting to do this a long time, Chris, and you don't have a Rift or a Vive,
Nope, I'm too poor.
and I'm very sorry for you, because you've demoed it.
Yeah,
It's
I have
awesome,
played with yours a bit.
and I love both of them. First of all, I've only tried the Vive once, but obviously I own a Rift. And I don't want people to think that just because of that and the title of this being like VR related that I'm about to that I'm about to
You're just
be
about to start
completely biased,
praising the Rift.
because I want there to be a 50-50 market share. If you want to see my post history, it's compound dash interest is like my Reddit account.
Compound interest.
I have fought people a little bit about the exclusives thing in that, like, I got a lot of karma one time on slash R Vive because during the highest controversy points of the Oculus and Vive, I misunderstood and spreaded misinformation. I almost got 200 karma, spreaded misinformation basically about the reasoning between the two stores and the exclusives. So I want to talk about the two SDKs plus OpenVR and reopen the conversation about it and just kind of have a calm podcast
So,
about
like,
it.
is Oculus...
Let's have a calm conversation about it. Okay?
A conversation, you might say.
Conversation. Yeah.
So is Oculus and Vive like the new Xbox and PS3 or whatever, PlayStation?
That's what people are kind of treating it like. Even though we're all on the same team, even Palmer Lucky has said that, and Gaben to an extent has said that too, where the Vive and the Rift are at the top tier of VR quality.
Yeah, they're like the only ones that I've heard of.
And they both acknowledge that the other one is comparable. I personally think that the Oculus is more compelling, but that's because I haven't tried room scale. So I am completely going to be blown away by touch, I know, and I'm going to be like, wow, this is what these Vive guys have been telling me about. I'm so excited.
Yeah.
And a lot of people told me I was unwise to buy the Rift hoping the touch was going to be good, but a lot of people have been telling me that touch is good, that the developers that I've been able to message and talk to through Reddit have been unanimously like talking about how touch is good.
Well, I mean, really,
Vive is still good too, though.
hindsight's 2020. I mean,
Yeah. So let's open up that conversation, okay?
all right.
Now, right before we do, I want to tell people I have been following this for a long time, but I don't think that my information is perfect. I am not a developer. I currently my job is I work in web development.
Yeah, you're
so
not
I don't
like
work
a
in game
reporter.
development.
You're like an
Yeah.
enthusiast.
I've been on our Oculus almost every day since like the Oculus pre-order times. And I'm not even going to go into those dark days. But, there was a lot of backlash even from the Oculus community. Even the subreddit went down a lot because people were really about the negativity. I don't want to bring that negativity into this conversation. I want this to all be let's talk about it.
All right.
And you don't know anything about this, so you'll be a good person for me to try to inform, and I want to see what stance you as a gamer take on this with all of the information.
I know the TLDR from that thing you linked me, but that's pretty much it.
Yeah, so I linked you, and let's put this up in the description, or as the Vlog Brothers would say, the doobly-doo. Big fan of them, but I'm not going to say the doobly-doo because everybody will know that I'm just ripping off the Vlog Brothers. But down in the description, we'll kind of have a couple sources for some Reddit links where people have already discussed this. I think both of the ones that I've linked to you are from our Oculus, but let's be clear, there's been a lot of conversations in our Vive as well that have been also awesome, and I do not like to present biased information, and so there is some conflicting information here, and I want to talk about what's conflicting and what I don't understand and clear up what a lot of people don't understand as well. Okay? All right, so let me go ahead and get started. So this is the spot that I'm actually going to start talking about it. All right, so if you buy a VR game on Steam, currently if you're using the Rift, you're going to use OpenVR. And that means it's going to kind of select the Oculus SDK, but it's controlled by Vive, ultimately. OpenVR is. They have OpenVR and they have SteamVR. So they kind of have two SDKs. And OpenVR is more of a hybrid SDK.
The Vive
right?
is Steam's product, right?
Yes.
Okay.
The Vive is Steam's VR headset. The Oculus is, the Rift. I just said the Oculus. The Rift is Oculus's VR headset, and Oculus is, by the way, owned by Facebook, which is not beloved in the gaming community.
Oh yeah, I remember
Steam
seeing that. Okay.
So there's definitely a bias going on with the companies, and that's fine. Steam has done some really good things for the gaming market, and Facebook has not. They make a lot of anti-consumer decisions.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's talk about the exclusives. All right, so if you buy a game on Steam, it'll support one of those two. If you buy it on Oculus, it'll only support the Oculus SDK. A lot of people right now are critical of the Oculus store because they want them to support OpenVR. And I think the reason that Palmer said that they don't want to do that, and their official stance on it, whether I don't know if it's their PR reasoning or their actual reasoning, is because they don't want people with lower quality headsets to experience the game that they put a lot of money in, like all these titles that are exclusive to Oculus Store, like Chronos, Damaged Core, Edge of Nowhere, and a bunch of other stuff. All their touch titles that are coming, those are just my favorites. Chronos, Edge of Nowhere, Damaged Core, Technolust, Blaze Rush, bunch of cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So they just came out with Asynchronous Space
Warp,
which Vive is, by the way, following pretty quick. They've already announced that they're coming out with an answer to Asynchronous Space Warp. But this is the perfect thing to talk about in regards to this. Here's something I don't know for sure, but I think is true. Correct me in the comments if this is untrue. I think that OpenVR does not support Asynchronous Space Warp. So that means that in supporting OpenVR, if they did that, not only would they open up their store to cheaper foreign-made devices that would have lower quality, but they wouldn't have control over the SDK that's being used in their store. And that means that if they don't want to support Asynchronous Space Warp, I do not think they have to.
So Oculus is saying they don't want to use OpenVR because they don't want third-party headsets to run the games that they've put a lot of money and time into because it'll give a worse experience for the actual consumer. However, it seems like that could easily be interpreted as they just want people to use their own kind of system.
Yes. And they have said that they think that the Vive is of equal or, very similar quality to their product. In an interview, Palmer talked about kind of how PSVR was kind of a tier lower, and then a tier lower than that was obviously the Gear VR. Mobile VR is going to be huge, but right now the highest quality VR is inarguably on PC, on the two PC HMDs, the Vive and the Rift. And so they've said, like, if you guys will let us support Oculus SDK, then you can have access to the store. But Steam has no reason to do that. Steam has no reason to allow the Vive to work with Oculus SDK instead of OpenVR, and here's why. So if they allow Oculus SDK, then that means foreseeably games could run better on the Oculus store than on Steam, right?
Okay.
So pretend like Chronos was available on both, which is not. But pretend it is.
Okay.
There are a lot of cross-platform games though, so I should probably use that. Let me go to the store really quick and find one really super quick that's cross-platform. So say you're playing Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. That one's available both on Steam and the Oculus store, right? Okay. So pretend like you're Oculus.
I love that game, by the way.
Have you seen people play it?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's a great example then. So say you have it on both stores. If it performs better on the Rift SDK because of something like Asynchronous Space Warp or something that only Oculus has, that means they have a competitive advantage over Steam. And they obviously Steam and Valve doesn't want their headset to support Oculus SDK because that might happen.
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if they supported OpenVR, then they wouldn't need nobody would need to break their SDK. Nobody would need to hack it so that the Vive can play on the Oculus Store.
Yeah.
All right. So, but pretend like you're playing that game, keep talking, and nobody explodes on both, and you're Steam, right? So say they did support OpenVR, then Steam wins basically because more people know what Steam is and will just want all of their games in the same platform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
They have their PC games. Most people buy games on Steam. You got those Steam summer sales, those really cool, funny videos.
That'd pretty
about
much
Steam
eliminate
summer sale.
the Oculus Store.
Yeah, and see, honestly, what Oculus makes more money from is the Oculus Store. And they've come out and said that they don't make a lot of money from the sale of the Rift. They want to make their money through the software. They put a lot of money into the games that they have in their library, and it really shows. Chronos is comparable to games like Dark Souls and Zelda in my mind.
Oh.
And I really haven't played Room Scale yet, so I have no opinion on it yet. Besides the one demo I did of the Vive, which was, you can't really have an opinion off of one experience. But
yeah,
a lot of people are saying right now that those AAA games that are on the Oculus Store seem like that they're better than most of the games on the Steam VR store, because you don't know what you're going to get. Like with the Oculus Store, they have such a quality control that almost every title you buy is going to be solid. Whether you like it or not, it's at least going to be pretty solid. Yeah. Whereas a lot of them on the Steam store feel really demo-y. There only feels like that there's a few like AAA titles. Like Keep Talking, Nobody Explodes.
It's a generally terrible system.
Accounting VR looks like it's going to be so funny. Audio Shield is a big one. Raw Data is a huge one.
I did see Accounting VR.
There are some solid titles and some must-haves on the Steam store. So I'm not trying to say that they don't have anything. But I think as a whole, being unbiased, looking through, that most people would conclude that the Oculus Store has more high-quality VR titles. But if you're only interested in room scale, that is not true for you. If you are just not interested in sitting down with an Xbox controller and playing in VR, then the Oculus Store right now, until the touch releases, has nothing for you.
So, oh, yeah, because Oculus doesn't have hand doodles, do they?
No, not until December 6th.
Is that what we called them in that previous?
Yeah. Yeah, in the baggers where we came up with the baggers and we talked about.
Oh God, we did come up with that in that, didn't we? Oh God.
Yeah, yeah. So the fans of our podcast are going to be known as baggers since this is the MixedBag podcast.
We'll probably upload that one some other time, like maybe a Christmas special, the Lost episode.
The Lost episode.
It's not going to make any sense because it was recorded like a year and a half ago, but
Yeah. But here in a second, we're going to start getting into opinion. I just want to present you with the two stories, and I think I'm going to predict that you're going to be like the majority and side on the side of Steam.
Okay.
But I'm going to side on the side of Oculus in this case,
okay.
And here's why. So let's get into opinion territory now, actually.
All right.
I
Leave
think
your flame wars in the comments.
Yeah. I think that Oculus genuinely would support the Vive if it would run on Oculus SDK. And I don't think that Steam has any reason, unless they want to be anti-consumer, to not let them support Oculus SDK instead of OpenVR. They should allow the Vive to be supported by it. I agree with Oculus in that I don't want people to have access to the titles on the Oculus Store that they're putting literally. They put $250 million into developing these VR titles, and they're putting another $250 million into developing them this next year too.
Goodness.
So if they're putting all that money into it, they should have a say without us sort of kind of being selfish about it. They should have a say on who accesses that content. To be fair, they do snipe games that are gonna release on both platforms, sometimes just release on the Oculus Store, and that's because Oculus wants to help developers offset risk of developing games. Because let's be frank here, there's less than 1 million combined sales between the Oculus and Vive in 2016, according to the data that came out today that projects that I think the Vive, by the end of the year, they're going to sell around 420,000. And the Oculus is going to sell around 370 is where they have it
so only
right
a 50K
now.
difference.
Yeah, so very close to a 50-50 market share right now, and that's good. We don't want an NVIDIA situation where they have 80% of the market and AMD has 20%, and innovation slows because someone has too much of the market and doesn't have enough competition to push the market forward.
Yeah.
I am very glad for this 50-50 split. So I am not saying that the Vive is a bad product, and I am also not saying that I don't want the Vive to have access to the Rift store. I do. I want them to have access to the Oculus store, but I want them to support the Oculus SDK. I don't want Oculus to have to bend over and support someone else's SDK on their store when that takes away their only unique selling point in that their SDK usually has features first. They usually have things like asynchronous time warp and asynchronous space warp first, and then Vive comes out with an answer. They have asynchronous space warp out right now, and Vive has announced that they're going to do one as well. Basically, an alternative to that. So, I don't know. I feel like that Steam is trying to force them to take out their own unique selling point. I think it would be more fair if both were allowed to duke it out, both software and game wise, so that people could vote with their wallet which store that they liked better. So if Oculus is able to is able to create a better SDK, then they have a legitimate chance of winning. And if Steam is able to provide such an open platform that the higher quality games go there first, then they're able to win.
Yeah.
But if you and I are developers and the game is about to come out and we get Oculus sniped, that means we were going to release on both stores, but we decided to go Oculus exclusives because they offered us money before release.
Yeah.
Right. People are very critical of that, but they have to understand that me and you are people who have invested our time. We might have even gotten a loan so that we can work on this project without and still be able to pay our rent and stuff. Or, a company that already had money from developing other games put a financial risk into it, because games do not get developed for free. They either cost time if you volunteer your time, or they cost money. If you're trying to make money, then you might work for free while you're developing the game, hoping that it'll return your investment.
Yeah.
Right? But if right before you're launching, so say we've determined that in order for us to get paid our fair market wage, we need to sell 100,000 copies, and Oculus offers us money basically that's worth that amount of copies, and then plus we get whatever we sell in their store, or they offer money that equates to 70,000, just as an example, then we're going to take it.
It seems kind of unfair
and
to
anyone
Oculus for people to think that they should completely decimate everything they've built just so people don't have to use their gaming platform or their your head bobble.
I mean, and most people that are complaining about it would buy it on Steam either way. And see, that's the problem. So they've cracked open the Oculus SDK so that it supports the Vive, which is fine. I'm glad that that's happening, because that means more people are getting to experience things like Chronos on their Vive. And it only works on the Vive, so it closes that ability for the Chinese and the Korean manufactured things that people have talked about in other things. Or just as an example, though, I'm not saying those countries would necessarily make it. I'm not trying to say that they'd necessarily be lower quality. I was just kind of thinking of hoverboards.
Yeah.
So sorry if I offended anyone by saying
the hoverboards
that specifically.
that were nuclear.
But if only the Vive can work with it, and they don't close that like they tried to do and open it up for piracy because people crack open the SDK, I think we're at a decent place right now, because the Vive people can play and no one else can. But I do think that people being upset at Oculus about this, with all that information I just presented, is a little one-sided. I think that they could side with Steam, but they shouldn't think that Oculus is being douchebags. They could say, hey, I agree with what Steam's doing, but I see why they're doing that. But a lot of people aren't thinking of it that way at all.
Yeah, no, I hear you.
So what's your opinion? I think, by the way, this is the second time we've went through this, because not only did my thing not record, but we derailed so much that it was so hard to follow anyway.
Yeah.
So it was kind of a blessing in disguise. I think we went through it a lot better that time. So
Yeah.
I want to listen. I've been talking a lot this podcast. Let me listen to you.
Well, last time we talked about this, I think I agreed more on the Steam side, but this time I think you might have just convinced me that I don't think people are being very rational in accusing Oculus of being any kind of wrong in saying that they just want to keep their platform how their platform is and not just... Because it kind of sounds like people just want them to decimate their own kind of system just so it's more convenient for the consumer. And yeah, I mean, companies should do things for the consumer, but not at the expense of your entire investment.
Right.
So in that situation, I think I would have to vote in favor of that. Right now, I think everything's okay. I think everything's working all right. Oculus is Oculus, Vive is Vive. I don't think Steam, the already massive juggernaut, needs any more assistance with sales. But Oculus, a company that everyone's pretty much only known for the past, 2 years? I don't think they need to be torn down just because they don't want to reform. So yeah,
awesome.
I think
I completely expected you to be on the Steam side, so this has kind of been a little bit one-sided. I really hope that people don't.
Well, last time I
think
was.
that I'm being super pro Oculus. I'm really trying to be unbiased, even though I agree with Oculus. I'm really trying to present the information in an unbiased way.
Well, yeah, I mean, but you convinced me. That's the thing. I was the other way. I was on the Vive side. If I had any recording of the last one, I'd post it to prove it. But I was saying that, well, from a business standpoint, I think that it should go the other way. However, this time you presented a bit more of a better argument, and so I'm pretty convinced. I think everything should stay as it is for the moment. I don't think Oculus needs to surrender anything right now.
Yeah, and the thing that I think is going, and the reason I want to reopen this conversation, because I think it's going to be shitty, because I want games that are coming for the touch, I want people to be able to play them on the Vive too, because I want to be able to play multiplayer with more people. And I think, honestly, that the titles that are coming to touch look like they're higher quality than most of the titles, save a few like Raw Data and Job Simulator and stuff like that. Are going to be better on the Rift. I think that they're going to have a lot of better titles objectively. I mean, when I look at their lineup and I compare it to some of the $1, $10 things that are on Steam, sometimes they're really low reviewed stuff.
It's a battle of quality versus quantity, really.
Yeah. And I want my Vive friends to be able to access these touch games. That's why I want to open up the conversation again, because I would actually rather see more people on the field of let's ask Vive to support Oculus SDK rather than ask Oculus to support OpenVR, because they don't control it. If they had an open thing that Vive would allow them to support, then maybe that's the right way to go. Maybe they need to make their own OpenVR, and they need to go through every headset that wants to have access to the store, and they have to get reviewed by Oculus, and Oculus decides whether they're going to add that device to the SDK.
Yeah.
They have a whole department dedicated to do that. They have some people's jobs where they just put the headset on and they test the quality of it, and they have a call. But see, right now they just don't have the
business proposal.
Right now, it just doesn't seem like that they want to focus on that. They have no incentive to focus on that. There's only 2 really good headsets right now, and Valve has expressed no interest in supporting the Oculus SDK.
Yeah.
So, and I don't know that necessarily the OpenVR wouldn't support all of the features from the Oculus SDK. I want to make that perfectly clear. Because I have seen comments, and even developers have said conflicting information that has been upvoted hundreds of times that I don't know which one's true. Even if it's true that OpenVR has every single feature that Oculus SDK has, which I really don't think it does, but even if it does, I still think that Oculus shouldn't be forced to use someone else's SDK on their store. And I think it's unreasonable for people to demand that. And that's my conclusion. I kind of want to wrap it up with that.
All right. Well, thank you. Though that was actually it was really cool. I like knowing a little bit. Like you're my only source for VR information, but I kind of like knowing about the current state, you know?
And I don't want to give you the negativity of it, too, because there's a lot, under VR right now. And I don't know why. Everyone's so passionate about it, and they want it to succeed so bad that sometimes they lose perspective on, wow, we all have this awesome technology that we're enjoying on a day-to-day basis. Let's be grateful that we both have such a great headset,
Yeah.
Let's be a little bit more positive, guys.
A little bit more positive. Well, the rest of this podcast is going to be made up of another clip that I recorded with our little brother earlier in the week. So, thank you, Michael, and enjoy the rest of the podcast.
All right. Thanks for having me, Chris.
This podcast brought to you in part by Micro Fine Line Blankets, the most comfortable blankets that you'll ever use.
Alright, Aiden, so I heard there's something you wanted to talk to me about?
Yes, and it is a video game, which comes out in 2 days, actually.
2 days from November 7th?
Yep, from now.
Ooh, which one is it?
It's called Dishonored 2.
Oh, God.
Yep.
You played so much of that game first time around.
I have about 12 hours into the PC version and a lot more on the Xbox.
Yeah, no, the Xbox one's the one that you just absolutely sunk into. Haven't you done, every ending ever?
Yes.
Because it's one of those games. I've never actually played Dishonored myself, but it's one of those games.
It's a good game.
Yeah, it's like what is that other game you played with the conduits?
The
Infamous.
Infamous.
Yeah.
Well, like the powers and stuff.
Yeah, it's one of those games with multiple endings, isn't it?
Yes, you could either expose the lady or
kill her,
yeah.
Right? Yeah.
The game's been out for 2 years, so if you didn't know that ending, sorry.
Oh, yeah, no, it's not our fault if stuff gets spoiled. Speaking of that, so give me a quick rundown about what Dishonored 1 was about.
So Dishonored 1 is about you're a bodyguard for a princess, and then in the beginning she gets killed, and then her daughter gets kidnapped, and then you have to go save your daughter.
Yeah, well, her daughter.
Her daughter.
Yeah, isn't Corvo just like a nice uncle or something? I don't think he's actually related, is he?
No, he's not. He's a royal protector.
He's just a bodyguard?
Yeah.
Alright, and how do you go about finding her? Do you just, kill a lot of people?
You have 2 ways. You can, go the non-lethal way.
Okay.
Or you can go the,
murder spree
way. That's my way.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure every time I watch you, you're, throwing whatever those nail bomb or whatever they are. Spring razors, yeah.
I got the level 2 bend time, and I stick a spring razor on someone's back. They're in a crowd.
That's messed up.
They're in a crowd, so why not?
So you just kind of slow down time.
No, I completely stopped time.
You stop time. You put a bomb on someone's back.
No, did you know one time I stopped time completely. I shot a bolt. It was stuck right there. I put a spring razor on the bolt.
That's cool. It's cool that they let you do that. I really like video games that have that level of detail.
Yeah, and if you shoot the crossbow and you didn't mean it, and you were in bend time, you could just grab it back.
You know what that reminds me of? It's this game back on the Xbox. It might have been when the 360. Well, it might have been when the 360 first came out, because the original one was on the original Xbox, I believe. But it's Destroy All Humans. It's a game about you're an alien called
Wolf.
I can't remember the name. The race is Furon, but I can't remember what he is. Mm-hmm. But basically, in Destroy All Humans 3, Path of the Furon, you got time-stopping abilities. And what you could do is, in the other games, you had stuff like telekinesis, or you could possess people. Yeah, it was really cool. However, in Path of Furon, you could stop time, pick something up, and shoot it, because you could do that normally. You could just give it a push, and it would show this arrow of what you did to it. So you did all this stuff, and then you began time, and it's just chaos. Everything got thrown, stuff got blown up. It was crazy.
That sounds amazing.
It was really, really fun. It's probably one of the most innovative games of that time.
That sounds really cool.
It was like GTA, but you're an alien. You could like abduct people and stuff.
Oh, it's like I've played a little bit of it, and there's like these alien costumes, and people could dress up as the aliens and run around.
Yeah, I think that was part of one of them. Because there was I think there was 3. There might have been another one since I was out. God, I gotta play that game again.
What game?
Destroy All Humans.
Okay.
But back to Dishonored. So how did you go about rescuing her? Because I get, you can kind of slaughter your way to her, but how did you find her? Where was she? Did you just interrogate people, or?
I don't really want to spoil it.
No, go ahead. It's been out so long. There's a sequel.
All right. So what you do is you.
Hold on. If you don't want to hear spoilers, just
fast forward a little.
Fast forward a little bit until Dishonored 2. I'll probably put a link saying.
So I'll pause for 2 seconds. All right. Here's the spoilers. So what you do is you capture a famous artist, Sokolov, which also makes your health potions.
Sokolov.
Yeah, he also makes your health potions.
Health potions.
Yeah.
I didn't know there was potions. Well, I guess in a world where there's magic.
Yeah, he's mana potions.
Yeah.
And health potions.
I was thinking of it in a more realistic scenario, but I guess there's magic and stuff.
You have magic.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, but go ahead.
You capture him, and you could either interrogate him forcefully, or you ask him nicely. If you ask him nicely, it doesn't work.
Oh.
You have to say, "Let's see if the rats are hungry." You have to say that to get him really start talking.
All right.
And then he says she's at the Golden Cat House or whatever.
Mm. Okay, so this dude is working for whatever the evil guys. Then you interrogate him, and then he becomes your friend.
Yeah, in Dishonored 2, he's your friend now.
Ah. And so eventually you find her, and you gotta kill the people that overthrew the Empress or something.
No, you find her in the last mission.
Okay.
What you do is you kill everybody.
Or subdue them. Well, do you have to kill the big bad guys?
I think you have to kill the big bad
guys.
Or there's sometimes ways that you could do it without them. Sometimes you could neutralize them and just make them.
Put them in prison and throw them to the rats or something.
Yeah, because there's one where you could. I always do this when they're on the second mission.
Yeah.
You could poison both drinks. I don't poison neither of them. I'll just wait till one comes in and sleep dart the one that's good. Because this lady at the little safe zone, the Hound Pits pub, because that's a little safe zone that you have.
Yeah, it's like a little bar or something.
That later asks you to save her uncle, which is that's her uncle.
Okay.
So you put him to sleep.
All right.
And you kill the other guy.
So one of the guys that you kind of have to confront is her uncle, and she says, "Hey, please don't kill him."
Yeah, you put him to sleep, and then you kill the other guy, and then you put the other guy in the guy that's asleep. You put him in a trash bin.
You just put him in a trash. He wakes up and he's all like, "Ah!
Oh god!
Oh god! How much did I drink last night?"
That's a lot.
I just remember walking in the room and suddenly I was out. Man, there must have been a party. He realizes, everyone's dead. And he's like, "Oh man, that was
and then somebody I don't know how he gets back.
Yeah, he probably just takes a horse or something.
He gets the outsider to give him blink.
Yeah. He's like, "Oh, mighty outsider, can I please have magical powers?" And he's like, "Yeah, man, I got you.
I got you. Here's a rune.
Yeah, here's a rune. Here's blink. You know what? I'll even throw in slow down time for free. Just pay shipping and handling."
How much is shipping and handling?
Your soul. Just that, But I'm pretty sure, that something that dude looked shady to me. Why did he just help Corvo?
Why did he have black eyelids?
Exactly. But anyway, so you get to the big guys and you kill them?
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay. And
then okay, this is a major spoiler.
Okay.
This is major.
Well, we've already done the disclaimer, so feel free.
Okay, so these guys that you've been working with this whole time, at the Hound Pits pub, they try to poison you.
Okay.
But Samuel, the boatman, the guy that gets you everywhere, he only put in half the poison, which doesn't kill you.
Okay.
Because he's a nice guy. And then he takes you to the place, the little place. I don't know, it's called the Flooded District.
Mm-hmm.
And it's where the assassins are.
Okay.
So then you see the guy who killed the Empress.
Okay.
The one that...
the one in the beginning.
Yeah, the giant butt. That guy.
Yeah, that guy.
That guy. He takes your box of weapons, your crossbow and all your sword and crap, and he throws it down a well.
Oh, what a loser.
And,
Bruh. Do you know how much I paid for those?
Ew.
I mean, yeah, they were on sale at Target, but I mean, they were still a good amount. God. And so he throws your weapons away, and then what?
Yeah, and then he I can't remember what happens after that. You just wake up in a boat or something.
Okay.
And then you have an option to get your gear back.
Okay.
I always do that.
Of course.
I want my gear back.
Of course.
And then once you get your gear, you climb up the chains, blah blah blah.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of these tall boys? You know what those are?
The robot weird...
The giant guys on like the legs.
On the weird robot legs.
Bows.
Yeah.
Yeah. Those guys are terrifying.
Yeah, I can imagine.
The only way to like really kill them is to shoot their little gas tank on their back, or to jump on them and they do a
rip the dude out. Oh, okay. Yeah. All right.
I usually go with that.
So, where does Dishonored 2 take place?
It takes.
Are you still Corvo?
No, you can be Emily this time.
Oh,
you're Emily or
so you're
Corvo.
the girl.
You choose.
Oh,
Emily
I would
or
so be
Corvo.
Corvo. I don't care about Emily.
But Emily has different powers.
Oh, okay. Oh, she has powers now. Does the Outsider give her powers?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man, what a loser.
Corvo, like, he has a new thing where he can, like, as soon as he blinks, he Sparta kicks somebody. And they go, like, absolutely
so he, like, flying eagle
like,
kicks them.
They not, like, even go, like, a little bit. They go flying.
Goodness gracious.
And also, like, you know how you could slide in the first game?
Yeah.
What you can do is, like, you could slide and you could do a knockout or a kill.
Okay.
So, what if you do, like, a slide knockout? He, like, trips him and then he punches him in the face.
I was thinking... Oh, that's the knockout?
Yes, knockout.
Alright, I was thinking, like... You, is the kill like you slide and you shoot someone in the head or something? Like, as you're sliding?
Yeah.
Oh,
sure.
that would be awesome. Corvo's OP. I want to see Okay, just referencing Death Battle right now. Ezio versus Corvo.
Corvo.
No.
Corvo.
Ezio can take on legions.
Stop time, stab dead.
I guess. Yeah. I guess Corvo's a little OP.
I got you watching Death Battle.
Well, okay, what about, like, without his powers? Well, I guess they gotta take them both at their strongest, so that'd be, like, Brotherhood Ezio and Corvo Endgame.
No, Corvo in Dishonored 2 is way more powerful.
But anyway, Dishonored 2, so... What's the plot? Like, what's the problem?
We don't know the game.
Oh, we don't know yet. It's just been announced.
Yeah, people have only played like one mission.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess we can look forward to that.
Yeah,
so
it comes out in 2 days. And
comes out in 2 days. Are you getting it in 2 days? Ah, nice. What are you getting it on, PC or?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Master Race.
PC Master Race.
I was gonna tell you about the Emily powers.
Okay, what's the Emily?
She has like this little shadow walk where she turns into like a little.
Like a Reaper?
Yeah, like claws like this.
Like what? They can't see you.
Yeah, no, it's very hard for them to see. You're a shadow.
Okay, so you turn into a shadow.
Yeah, like a shadow once, and it crawls, and you can kill somebody instantly.
Yeah.
Like
Emily's creepy.
Yeah, I could show you a video of it, and like
I'll watch it later.
And she like trips them, grabs them, and then
rips their head off.
Yeah.
Yeah, Emily.
Emily's
what the heck,
Emily's
Emily?
pretty scary.
Can you knock out people with that?
I don't think so.
Yeah. She didn't really learn,
as soon
did
as
she?
you use that kill, you immediately.
Now here's a question: does it take your decisions from Dishonored 1 into Dishonored 2? No.
It doesn't. The ending where Emily dies. The ending.
Oh, that's an ending?
That's an ending.
Oh.
And there's like there's 3 endings. 1, you save her. 2, she falls off the edge. And 3, the guy takes her with him.
So there's 2 endings she dies. Dang.
I always got the good ending.
Dude, I would be upset.
No, you have to alert him.
Okay, so you have to purposefully kill her, pretty much. Well, I mean, like, if you... Like, is it easy for her to die? No, you kind of gotta want it.
Kinda.
You kind of gotta be like, hey, yo!
You kind of have to, like, if you want her to die, the only way for her to die, like, at that falling thing, you have to literally have her standing there for, like, 30 seconds.
Oh, okay, so you gotta just stare at her and be like, hey, you gonna do it?
She's like, help me.
He's like, nah, you gotta pull yourself up, come on now. What are you, Mufasa?
And then she just falls. Alright, so...
Simba!
And this is a really helpful power in Dishonored too, for people that want to conserve sleep darts. It's called Domino.
Domino?
Domino.
Like dominoes.
Yeah, like dominoes, where you push one and it falls down. She can like link people. So say you knock one out, it'll knock the one that's linked.
Really? Oh, that's cool.
With one dart.
That's
or
cool.
If you like, say if you.
How many people can you link?
As much as your mana can take.
Oh, can you upgrade mana?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe, or is it just like as you level up or something?
I don't know. The game's not out yet.
That sounds awesome.
Yeah, no. Say like you have full mana, you could probably get 5 people.
Does that mean if you kill one person, it kills them all? Oh my goodness, is that just Emily?
That's just Emily.
Emily's OP. That's what they're wanting you to play, Emily.
And then play Corva.
Yeah, they're probably.
Emily's the one that's like kind of trying to not kill everybody. But
is she with her little shadow insta kill thing?
I don't know. Maybe I think it's an upgrade where you could like knock them out in the shadow.
Or maybe it's an upgrade where you can kill them because it sounds like it would start out she's knocking them out. But
And Domino.
Yeah.
Okay, so so say like there's 5 people in a group right here. You get one away to lure. Like you lure them away. Yeah. You choke them out or something, like, and you knock them out. And once you come around the corner, they'll all be like.
That's really cool.
Yeah. And then her last thing, Far Reach.
Okay, is it like telekinesis?
It's kind of like Blink.
Okay.
It pulls her to things.
Okay.
It is an upgrade where she could pull people to her.
Oh. She's like, yoink! Hello there! How old is she?
She is, I don't know.
Like around?
She looks around 20, 30.
Okay.
She looks...
Around 20-ish?
Yeah, she looks...
Like a young lady?
Yeah,
but
she looks pretty young.
Okay.
She doesn't have a full face mask. She has like a band-aid.
What a loser.
Corva has a full face
Well, he better still have that mask.
Remember?
That's like the...
I went in the first mission, he says, "Welcome back, old friend."
Yeah, that's like the emblem of Dishonored is that mask.
Because it scares people.
Alright. Well, I'm excited for that game. I'm excited for you to tell me. Maybe after it comes out, after you play for a little while, we can get back to it and like...
And tell people.
Yeah, tell people how it is and stuff. Without spoilers that time.
Yeah.
Because we're going to have to wait a while.
We're going to have to wait like a year.
Yeah.
Before.
So, what about that movie you watched?
I watched Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. Oh my goodness. I've heard a lot of good things about it.
It's so good.
It's like...
It's unbelievably
because
good.
I'm a pretty big comic book nerd. And I know a good amount about Doctor Strange. And all I'm really wondering is like how well they kept to his character. Like, is he like a fancy man?
What do you mean by fancy man?
I mean, like, is he suave, but also, like, kind of crazy?
I mean...
What? Like, what's he like, I guess I should ask.
He's very funny.
Is
he's sarcastic.
Is he a jokester? Is he like Jack Sparrow?
He's pretty sarcastic.
I'm pretty sure... Was it Johnny Depp? No, it wasn't Johnny Depp. I wonder who Cat... No, it wasn't. I remember someone was freaking out about someone they cast and saying, "Oh man, they're gonna be such a good Doctor Strange." But so he was just like a really funny dude.
Yeah, he was pretty funny, but he wasn't. He was serious during some of the movie.
Yeah. Okay. So, what was the premise of the movie without spoilers? Without spoilers.
Because it came out like a few days ago.
Yeah, just try and give a synopsis. Try and give a summary.
The premise of the movie is like.
Like, does he start out as Doctor Strange?
Yes.
Or he does?
He's a doctor.
He's a doctor.
He's a normal doctor.
But so he's a normal doctor. He's not like a super... Okay. So how far into the movie does it take him until he gets his powers?
It takes a while.
Takes a while, like maybe halfway to the movie?
It's like an hour, maybe.
Okay. About an hour.
Well, he starts learning his powers and then...
Oh, so he just has them. He doesn't obtain them?
No, he learns them and he starts trying to cast them.
What does he learn them from? Like books?
It's kind of a spoiler.
Oh, it's a spoiler? Okay. Alright. Because that's one of the like less known ones, and it's one of the ones I don't know too much about, but I know some of, so...
Wait, Doctor Strange, you don't know much about?
No, I don't know much about Doctor Strange.
There's this really funny scene in the movie that I can't tell you about, but it was so...
Well, I'm hoping to see it soon, so hopefully it'll be coming out on DVD soon, because I can't be bothered to go to the movies. I work too much, whether it be on actual work or podcast. But anyway, I don't know. It feels like one of those movies that is going to be not as popular as, like, say, Deadpool or the Avengers, but one that's really, really worth watching. Because, I mean, it's a big Marvel title.
People say he's going to be in the next Avengers movie.
He should be, according to comic books.
Because at the end it said, like, usually when they introduce a new character.
Did it say he will return in the Avengers? Oh.
No, it said Doctor Strange will return.
I haven't seen Age of Ultron.
Oh, man. Really?
Yeah. I still haven't seen it.
That's a good movie.
I know, I want to see it.
It's on Plex.
Oh, I should watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah, oh my gosh. It like, I'm pretty behind as far as the movies go, just put it on time.
Yeah, because you're, night shift crap.
Yeah.
It's like a 4.5 star movie.
Yeah. I've worked 11 days in a row.
Yeah, that's rough. I don't have school tomorrow.
One of them, oh yeah?
Mm-hmm.
What was that, Election Day?
Yeah.
Ah. See, only one of those days was a 4-hour shift. The rest were 8, at least. Well, technically they're 9, but I have an hour lunch, so.
That's kind of sucky.
Yeah, it was not fun, but I'm finally off, which is why I was able to come over and record this with you.
Yeah. So how much days are you off?
I'm just off today, and then I'm off again Thursday.
Okay.
But
that's when Dishonored 2 comes out, a day after Dishonored.
Yeah, it should come. Well, it comes out Wednesday, doesn't it?
It comes out the 10th.
Yeah. Oh, so it's 3 days from now.
It said on Steam coming out approximately in 2 days.
Okay, so it comes out the 10th, so 3 days. All right, cool. Well, thanks for being a part of this podcast, Aiden. It was really enjoyable.
Yeah, it was fun.
We'll definitely have you back whenever, Dishonored 2 comes out. Just kind of get what your first thoughts. Or not first thoughts, but like probably after you beat it. Because you're probably going to play it straight.
Yeah.
All right, well.
It was fun having you.
Having you. My
Having
podcast. Aiden's taking over, guys.
Dun,
Help!
dun, dun! I am the winner now. I win.
Fatality.
Chris isn't here anymore. I'm the winner of the podcast. Goodbye.